One of the reasons I'm making this video is because it's something we never speak about. We've never really spoken about it.
No.
One of the reasons is it's very difficult to get in front of a funder and make it remotely interesting. Like really, it's normally just like paperwork and this happened and it's digging out half of your life, sending it to someone you barely know and going, can we get into this car?
I love that there, the downshifts. The downshifts on this thing are wonderful. So hello, welcome back to the GT3. That sentence never gets old. And today is a topic which I've never really spoken about. And I get questions about it all the time. In fact, the DMs and, which way am I going? This way. The DMs that we get, the direct messages, the emails, the questions that we get from the audience with regards to who I get my cars financed through, do I even finance cars, how do I go about doing it, is almost endless actually. And so the recent partnership with Charles and Dean has opened up the perfect window for us to begin speaking about how and why I and we, the company, finance things. So we're heading over there now. One of the main reasons for going there, other than for sharing a as yet untold insight into the world of how I finance cars, is to discuss this car that we're driving right now. You see, when I bought this car, I didn't realise it would be such a long-termer. I thought it might be a sort of 18-month, 2-year car at best, and then move on to different things. However, such is the way with GT3s, they get under your skin, and it turns out that they tick so many boxes that you soon realise that you simply can't live without it. And not only that, because it ended up becoming my daily driver, because it ticks so many boxes for me anyway, you become quite attached to it. You become to learn the nuances and characteristics of the car that makes it feel yours. I get in this now after 37,500 miles, and it fits me like a glove, and I love it, and I love everything that I understand about how this particular car operates. So that, together with the plan of doing 100,000 miles in it, was not conducive to my current finance agreement on this car. So we're heading over to Charles and Dean now to give you an insight into how, why, what cars we do fund, what cars we don't, and the reasons behind that, and what we're going to do about refinancing this, because it's the first time I've ever done anything like this. So join me onwards in this beautiful part of the countryside.
Yes, dude.
How you doing?
Here it is, in all its filthy glory.
Good to see you, bud. You all right?
How's everything?
Yeah, really good, man. Good.
Great to be here. You know how I said I'd use this every day?
Yeah, you can tell.
What do you think about that? Half of Stamford's undergrowth is on the front of my car.
Fantastic.
It's,
Great.
you know, at some point I should really get around to putting the JWW plate on it. It's the only car we haven't put the plate on. And it really annoys me when I've got the cars lined up.
Yeah.
And there's one without it on. 37,700. It's past the apex of heading towards 38k.
Brilliant.
If it wasn't for lockdown last year, this would be on 48 now, for sure.
This is your daily driver.
It's my daily. It's the least conducive car that I have as a daily driver, and this is what I drive every day. Optioned without cage, so I can throw stuff in the back.
Yeah.
So it's Club Sport sans cage.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I decided to do 100,000 miles in this car.
Brilliant.
And my agreement on the finance of this, I think, is just not conducive to that at all.
No.
So hopefully, Tom and his team are going to help me get into this. So what's the process anyway? I tell you what, it's hot. Why don't we head
should
inside?
we go in the office? Yeah, brilliant.
Head inside.
Cool.
I'm going to leave the windows open.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but
Come
it's great to be here, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really,
Good
it's
to show
such
you.
a beautiful building.
Good to show you around.
Oh man,
Great.
super nice.
Come through.
Cool. Is this the? Here it is. This is the famous pool table.
That's
I've seen
it.
the photos. You've got it all lined up for me as well.
All lined up. Yeah.
Not that I've played pool for since I was at school, so don't expect anything fancy. Oh, straight off the bat with the red. Not playing around. One of the reasons I'm making this video is because it's something we never speak about. We've never really spoken about it.
No.
One of the reasons is it's very difficult to get in front of a a funder and make it remotely interesting. Like really, it's normally just like paperwork and this happened, and it's digging out half of your life, sending it to someone you barely know, and going, can we get into this car?
And so, as part of our partnership with Charles and Dean, we've put together a bespoke webpage just for you, our audience, so you can get further info on the various different ways that I fund my cars. Just hit the link below, check it out. These guys are all about one-on-one relationships, understanding your individual needs, so get on the phone, have a chat with them, even if it's just to talk cars with a great bunch of petrol heads.
And so a lot of the time, you're making people's dreams happen, right?
Yeah, and you know, I think it's an enabling factor for customers to access certain cars that they wish to drive. So, you know, I think it's quite an intimate exercise. You know, going through funding, you know, it is a sensitive and intimate sort of process. So I think, you know, making sure that we have good relationships with clients, I think is pivotal to it all.
So this is the first time I've done this, not playing pool. Although in a minute I might use that excuse. It's the first time that I've refinanced a car based on a complete change of circumstances with a car. How's that work? 'Cause normally I would either have a short-term plan with it and go, okay, I'm going to keep this for 18 months, 2 years. And I would either get bored or see something else that I wanted to part exit against. But this car, it just fits with me so well. I just had to do 100,000 miles of it.
I think it kind of goes hand in hand with these types of cars though, because a lot of customers often with this type of car don't really buy it they're always buying it with the intention to change, and it's fairly regular occurrence that people would want to have the flexibility in an agreement effectively, just you know, for if their circumstances change, you know, could very well be that all of a sudden a two-seater sports car isn't suitable for them anymore. So like in-life management of finance agreements is really, really important. So it's really important that at the very outset we gain, as you know, we get a full understanding of your circumstances and try to, if we can, understand the likelihood of future outcomes. So you know, if you as a customer are expressing an interest in, you know, regularly changing, it's important we, you know, look to structure that deal to give you that level of flexibility. I think your circumstances is probably a little bit different because you entered into that agreement with the intention of it probably not being as much of a daily driver as it has been. But that's quite a nice situation.
I thought this was going to be like an occasional track day car. Wouldn't it be nice to have a manual about? And then I don't know. I guess it's testament to the like GT3 as a platform. I'm struggling to find a car that ticks that many boxes. So what's the process now then? Like, how does that work?
It's fairly straightforward. Obviously, you've got existing funding on it. We look to just get the car appraised in terms of its value. We assess the different products that exist on that type of car.
That's going to be depressing.
That'll be
Okay, cool. I'll be at a show. In fact, I said to someone at Supercar Fest, they were like, oh, how's the GT3 going? I was like, yeah, I've done like 37K in that now. And he was like, oh, you know, 3,700 miles is pretty good. I was like, no, 37,000 miles.
I still think we need to make sure the deal has a lot of flexibility to it, because as much as we're having this conversation now, you know, you were probably very set on your circumstances 2 years ago.
Absolutely,
You know, so type of funder, type of product, making sure it's, you know, want to try and ensure it's regulated, so you've got an element of flexibility to it, and you've got an element of protection. You know, all these things are really important. You know, a lot of people want to buy cars quite reactively. You know,
dude, I'm like that.
On emotion.
I was like, I'll be flicking through some website, I'll be like, oh, that's nice. Tom.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know, and I just think when you want, I think to be able to have someone at the end of the phone that you can trust is really important. So that's kind of what we try to look to do and achieve here. I think we do a good job of that.
A bit of insider info. These guys are funding the 992 GT3, which will be arriving imminently, actually. It's not far off. I actually had an update from the dealer recently, which we shall share with you soon.
Brilliant.
But yeah, so that'll be cool. And the idea is we're going to get these guys on some trips, because I really want to highlight the end result. We're not here to talk about finance.
No.
Weirdly, sorry. We're here to talk about cars that these guys actually finance. That was totally planned. That was totally planned.
Yeah, we've got quite a few on the team. We've got quite a few different vehicles on. And I've got a speciality in Perpetual going at the minute.
Really?
It's quite exciting.
How often are you doing cars where you're like, I would like that car? Like, every day.
Yeah, regularly. Sort of dream run the figures and think, maybe one day. But yeah, I know the lads have got loads on as well. We've got, I think, Tom, you've got Senna on at the minute, haven't you? So
Specialities, they've almost come full circle. It's like towards the end of 19 and through 2020, for me, they were a bit like none. And then all of a sudden, and I'm not sure if you guys have felt this on the calls or whatnot, it's on our radar. At MVN, we had like none for like 12 months, and then all of a sudden we had like 6 of them.
I think people can see it next to be a future classic. Actually aspirated, I think.
Especially. Particularly the Aperta, I mean, that's literally the last of the naturally aspirated V8s. So it's a cool thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, questions we get sometimes is, when do you decide to buy cars outright versus finance cars? We normally take it from a company approach. If we're looking to modify that car, we'll probably buy it.
Sensible.
So that no one's on the finance going, hold on a minute, lads, that
what have you done to our car?
That wasn't part of the deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so GR Yaris, we're going to end up doing some things to that, buy that. DBS, going to end up doing some things to that, buy that. So this was never part of that plan, but one thing I would like to do, this annoys the hell out of me every morning. So all of the accents on this car are yellow, except for the 12 o'clock marker, which is red. So I'm sure finance won't get too upset if I retrim the wheel.
I doubt that very much.
Yeah, other than that, it'll stay nice, maybe. See how it goes.
Just get it down to NVN, give it a clean.
Well, this is it. I know it does. It's got tree sap on it, and
you can see it. It's glistening.
It is. It's
sticky.
The poor man's equivalent of diamond dust in your paint. That's what it is. So if you want extra sparkle, just park it under a tree in summer,
that's it,
and you get that nice shimmer. So, listen, dude, it's been amazing.
Thanks
so much, and great
Thanks for coming by.
to come down and check this out. And ultimately, I won't give it away too much, but these guys are part of a wider project and some cooler stuff coming
really
soon.
Cool stuff, mega.
Which I'm excited about. So,
all right, man. Safe journey back.
All right, mate. Thanks again.
Good stuff.
See you next time. Ciao.